Hey everybody, this is Secondhand Dan, coming to you from the apartment complex land behind my place of business. You can see they got a big dealio going on. I say, okay, well, you know, van and whatever this machine is. This looks like a sewer line cleanser, or no, I know what that is. That's for installing lining, I think, to your sewer lines. So I'm pretty sure they must have a sewer line issue. So we got 3 vehicles down here. Follow these tire tracks. There's the hoe, the backhoe. Looks like they hit some rock or some concrete. Guy in the cab gave me a not so friendly look. But everybody, you have to realize that when you're in public view, you're all subject anymore to being videoed, whether knowingly or unknowingly. But you know, he's got nothing to worry about. He's not perpetrating any crime. He's not on the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert, so. But it looks like he's about 5 feet deep there. Man, this whole complex, I believe, was built after the Second World War. And before the Second World War, what was going on was it was what's called a slag dump. The mills were not too far away, and they would truck their slag up here and dump it on the ground. And that slag became as hard as rock. All right, well, they're hitting the slag back there, and I just talked to the crew there. They're pulling out a jackhammer. Slag is the like the scum that comes off the steel bucket when you're making good steel. They ladle off or scrape off the stuff that would float to the top of a vat of steel and load it into train cars, or I guess semi trucks, and get it the heck out of Dodge, because there was no need, it had no value. So they would dump it, and eventually it was built on top of. So that's my building there, the red brick. And this building next to me used to be a gas station, I'm sure, probably 50 years ago. Boy, the sun is cooking. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning. But when the ownership changed hands on this gas station building, I guess it failed a test of the sewer line, and so they were out here with a backhoe, and they tried for the better part of a day to dig a sewer line, and they gave up and had to bring out the jackhammer. Yeah, I was in my building here, and I kept hearing some noise, deep sounding bass bonk, bonk, bonk noises. So that's why I went over there to investigate, and just out of curiosity. Godspeed. Oh, well, finally the sun must be behind a cloud. Feels pretty nice right now. But there's a crew of 3 over there, and I said they're getting out the jackhammer. Wouldn't surprise me if they ended up getting the jackhammer attachment for the backhoe, because that's what they had to do behind that gas station building years ago when it was sold and changed hands. You know, when I was inside the building, I thought, well, maybe the bunk is somebody with a U-Haul, because they say the apartment complex is behind those trees. I thought, well, maybe somebody's going up and down a ramp of a U-Haul. I know a lot of times I hear some bonking noises from across the street, because that's the beer distributor, so between forklifts and full kegs and empty kegs. But you know, I said to myself, I said before I came outside, I said, I bet that's either a skid loader or a backhoe. and it turned out to be a backhoe. I like it when I'm right. It doesn't happen as often as I'd like, but like I said, they did a jackhammer job in here years ago because I guess the sewers weren't cooperating with this building. This building, it's not quite abandoned, but they sort of turned their back on it. You see the ceiling tile laying out, mushy ceiling tile laying out on the sidewalk. You know, if they would sell this building to me real cheap, I would pick it up. But I can see the awning is starting to sag. That's going to fall off. Speaking of awnings, I really should get up there and work on mine. But I've got so many projects going on. Anyway, they're going to put a sewer line, liner, once I guess they break in to get down to that sewer line. Makes you wonder how they got that sewer line in there in the first place if the ground was that hard. Did they, maybe the slag wasn't as compressed as it is now, or probably like concrete, you know, just formed together, locked together. That's probably what happened over the years. So it's basically like concrete. When they busted the ground open here, they were actually kind of treading on my property line, which is about 3 feet from my building here, but you know, no issue. Makes me wonder where my sewer line comes out. Thank you, Lord. I had no problems with my sewer line. I've been here for about 23 years, so it's all good. Anyway, speaking of the sewer lining, the house I bought up the road, which is in this neighborhood up over beyond those trees, up that way beyond those trees. I bought a house up there, and we had to put a sewer liner in that. That's where they blow a tube up through the sewer line, and then they run heat to get it to cure and become hard. But it's just like turning a prophylactic inside out as it goes up inside the sewer line, and then they add the hot air to it, causing it to lock in place. All right, well, I hope you found this video interesting enough. This is Secondhand Dan saying peace out.